this nigga. You gon' respect this lava. I'm shooting it if I pull it, boy. Make sure you want this drama. I bring it to you like it's Law and Order SVU. Turn you to a vegetable, now you look good inside a soup. Family come from Bishopville, but I grew up in that Bronx Zoo where they shoot you dead in the street and then dance all on top of you. And I do what I gotta do to make a dollar. I hear stories about how certain Crips who I talk to, they say, you know, they be certain places of the Bronx and they may run into Bloods or Bloods try to run down on them because they know where they live at, and it get real staticky. As an OG right now, have you ever had to deal with anything like that? Did you ever have any like major like street issues with Bloods?
Nah, not really. All my issues that got crazy was more personal issues. Mm. You know what I'm saying? If like I was an op, if I'm about to, you know, put some pain into whatever the case may be, whoever your peoples are, you happen to be a Blood, that was that. You might have been a Crip, I don't know. I just know you over here and you did this, you did this violation. Like stare downs, that's all I really got. Stare downs. I walk by, I got some crates on, a flag in my pocket. Somebody else got their crates on, got their red flag in their pocket. Look at me. Play the look game. I ain't with it. Look, and just don't come near me.
Yeah.
So I can keep it pushing. Some people can't keep it pushing. What you think? Like, what you looking at? I ain't with all that. Because I'm really gonna be messy, and I've lost a lot of years in prison. Don't get messy. So you just gonna look, just keep on looking. I'm gonna keep walking. Say something, I'm gonna have to respond. You get in my face is gonna be a problem. That's how I address it. But never no real I never had the Blood dudes over there, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time when things happen, we went to be younger homeboys. Mm-hmm. The homeboys will go somewhere and Blood's front on them. We go over there, we gonna tell the whole story though. We hoping it don't go crazy, and most of the time it didn't go crazy. Never been that type of situation. I never got ran down on by a bunch of Bloods. I never took a whole bunch of Crips to run down on no Bloods. So nah.
I like that. I got respect for you because as an OG in that world, you clearly, without directly telling me, let me know that you're not the type of dude who was like putting younger homies in situations where they was getting tricked out the street. You wasn't one of those type of niggas, you know, like where I come from, it's a lot of those type of niggas, you know what I mean, who sadly, I used to look up to a lot of these dudes when I was a younger kid, you know, but as I started to get older and I started realizing what a real man is and what a real like big brother is, and I started to look at situations like that dude was a good kid.
Yeah.
Why you put a gun in his hand for? Like, why you try to influence him to do this, that, and the third? You know, he used to play ball. He was good in school. Like, that's not real nigga shit.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
totally agree with that. That's crazy.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I definitely I peep that and I respect that. I respect that about you. Now, two more questions before we get into Rikers Island and stuff like that. Do you have any opinion as far as how Crips move in the Bronx and in New York City now versus how they moved when it first started? Like, because sometimes you'll talk to people that's a certain age or come from a certain era, and they'll be like, man, you know, the game watered down now, or there's too many rats now, or they not repping this shit right. How do you feel Crippin in the Bronx and in New York City is now compared to the 90s and early 2000s?
No, I kind of agree with that assessment. Even though it wasn't with me personally, I carried myself a certain way, so it wasn't with me. But it was a lot of action. Bloods against Crips, Crips against Bloods was going down. Like some of my homies that's East Coast Crips, they was with me back early 2000s, and they was going through it. And when I pull up, it's like, nah, it ended. I don't know how. I didn't do nothing crazy or whatever, but all the stuff they was going through came to us, but they were going through it. So for them, I can see their way of seeing it as right now as a person, it's like 30,000 Crips out this motherfucker, and they bandanas and beats, and they just talking, they talk and throwing up their signs. But if you was there back then, would you be doing that?
Yeah.
That's the sentiment that it is. You probably, a lot of them probably, I ain't gonna say all of them, but a lot of them probably wouldn't have been that exuberant with they Crippin, because the Bloods would have been on their ass, and it wouldn't have been no mercy. So you had to be if you was Crip back then and you still Crip now, you had to be a very thorough person. So the new dudes who turning Crip now is, I believe, it's a fad because of Nipsey Hussle passing away, Pop Smoke passing away. They came and made Crippin very universal. It was all over the place anyway, but they made it so much more that people wanted to be Crip now. They wanted to be Nipsey Hussle. They wanted to be Pop Smoke. So it's like you a rapper Crip, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I could definitely see how that could turn out that way. Just me being young and being in a hood that's blood, but seeing how the Bloods really, the numbers really started getting up there once I seen like Dipset and Jim Jones and them, you know what I'm saying? And then I started seeing a lot of young niggas in the hood. They really started like gang banging and shit. Even when I was young, I didn't know nothing about blood. The Bloods was so heavy in the hood. It was like, we used to greet each other 13, 14, 15 years old and throw up blood with each other. Just saying what's up.
That's it.
Just saying what's up. Niggas didn't even know what they was doing. You know what I mean? Like that's really like, you know what I mean? Like, people don't really speak on it, but like, when it comes to like Bloods and Crips and shit like that, like, it's really like LA to a certain extent. Like it's like at this point, kids being born into this shit. You know what I mean? Like something really might happen to you because you from a certain place and you in a whole nother place. Like, that shit is really, you know, like, that's just how deeply entrenched, you know, the gang culture is. And, you know, Bloods and Crips ain't even like the first gangs in like New York and in the Bronx. Like, New York been gang heavy. The Bronx been gang heavy. You know, just the colors changed a little bit.